sir. It is coincident, but I'm very fortunate, sir, that whenever I get the chance to speak in this Accords House, you are always on the chair. So I like this. And through you, sir, I want to express my sincere thanks to Honorable Speaker who has allowed me raising this short duration discussion under Rule 50 of the Rules of Procedures and Conduct of Business of the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly on the matter relating to the delay of the DSC in conducting exams and results. Sir, I hope I get the consensus of this Accords House that the conduct of exam and result has been delayed in almost all the districts. There are some districts who has conducted the exam last in 2017. Some district has conducted the exam, the recruitment exam for job in the year of 2019. But in the last few years, there is no successful recruitment. Maybe in some districts it's happening, but in most of the districts, there is no recruitment process that has taken place successfully in the last few years. Sir, as legislators and as people's representatives, it is our responsibility to inquire and to find out the reason why this delay has taken place. But the answer always we got from the officers in the district saying that roster is the issue. So it may be some other reason along with it, but roster is the main issue that officer used to reply when we ask the reason for the delay in conducting exam for the recruitment. Sir, by bringing this matter for discussion today, I don't want to point out fingers to anybody or to blame anybody for this problem. But as responsible leaders, as responsible legislators, I feel it is important to bring and to discuss in this Accords House this real problem that we are facing. I want to list out some of the problems, the reasons for the delay. Number one, I was made to understand, sir, that all the departments in the district has to prepare and maintain a roster register. Each and every department, correct me if I'm wrong, but I could understand that each and every department has to maintain a roster register. Whenever vacancy arises, the department in the district has to make a roster register and send to their directorate. And then the directorate will send to the government, to secretariat, and ultimately it will reach to the personnel for approval of the roster. So we understand that this process itself, how much time it will consume, that each and every department, till they get the approval from the personnel, it takes a lot of time. And another thing, multiple departments, they'll have to do this. You can imagine, sir, and you can understand what will be the delay in conducting this process. We know the delay of the file moving even from one officer to another officer in the same office. Just we can imagine now the moving of the file from one district to another district, one officer to another officer, one office to another office, from one premises to another premises. It takes a lot of time. So this, I could understand, is one of the reasons. Reason number two, which I could understand as a delay, is the confusion of the officers in the district about the implementation of roster itself. The officers in the district, they are still confusing how to implement the roster. We discussed at several times in several meetings. I have the opportunity to be a member of the meeting on roster, on the committee on roster, and we have discussed that the implementation of roster in the district, it should be 80% combined for Khasi, Jaintia, and Garos. That is very clear, and we have discussed this matter several times. That the implementation of roster in the district, it has to be combined of 80% for Khasi, Jaintia, and Garos. But the officers in the district, they are still confusing whether they will follow that 80% combined or they will have to do a 40-40 as written in the original reservation policy. They are still confusing, sir. And I'm sorry to say that after the OM, the government OM dated 14 June 23 came out, it created more confusion to the officers. It creates more confusion to the officers. Sir, I want to read this. I don't know if the latest OM has come out again, but this discussion I want to bring today, I want to focus on this OM. On 14 June, dated the OM 14 June 2023. And I'm very happy to mention here that this OM has found place our concern. Our concern is that the recruitment in the district, it should be 80% combined. And in this OM also, at page 4, if those who have the OM with them, you can see at page 4, it says, it is not possible to strictly adhere to the above reservation in respect of posts and vacancies at the district level, as in respect of such posts at the district level which are not transferable, the posts reserved in one district for the scheduled tribes belonging to the other district are not likely to be filled up, even if the reserved quota is carried forward to the following year. As such, this will create administrative difficulties and dislocation. It's very good, sir. This OM has understood our concern. Considering the position as regards the district level, posts as stated above, the governor of Meghalaya is pleased to order that in respect of the posts at the district level where the incumbent are not likely to be transferred outside the district of original posting, there will be a combined reservation of 80% of the posts in favor of Garos, Khasi, Jaintia, instead of separate reservation of 40% each for Garos, Khasi, Jaintia respectively, apart from 5% reservation in favor of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. While selecting candidates to such posts, preference should be given to local candidates residing permanently in the district in which the vacancy occur. Full stop. Had it been full stop there, I'm telling you, sir, we have no problem. The recruitment in the district could have been taken place peacefully had it been this OM ended there. But, sorry to say, and I consider this as a typing mistake, sir, that this last 4 lines, it says again, after deliberating the problem at the district level, in this last 4 lines, it says again, in other words, in Karo Hills, the whole combined reservation of 80% will be available to Karo in the absence. This is the problem, sir. This is the problem, and I don't know, I think the officers, I request the officers at the district, if they really have problem on this, they should write to the government to understand clearly what this it means. Because according to me, this wording, it means that this 80% combined is applicable, we can apply in the district only in the absence of another tribes. But the question is, in the presence of few percentage, what will you do? In the presence of few percentage, where another tribe is enjoying 99%, but another tribe is only 1%, what will you do in such cases? Where we find this problem in all the districts. The population in all the districts, sir, is very imbalanced. Very imbalanced. in some district. Another tribe is enjoying 99%, but another is just 1%. Can we expect to follow a 40-40? It is very, very difficult, sir, and this will not be possible to apply 40-40 in the district level. More confusion, sir, on this OM. It says again that for the district subdivisional level post, the reservation roster as provided for in Annexure 1, Annexure 1 and Annexure 2 may be maintained accordingly by the authority concerned. It creates more trouble, sir, to understand, because in the roster register in the Annexure 1, as rightly said, if you see there, it is written separately. Column number 1, UR. Column number 2, Khasi Jantia. Column number 3, Garo. So if the plotting of roster is still like this, that we have to write separately, separate column, how can we expect to implement 80% combined? If we are really concerned and wants to implement 80% combined at the district level, there has to be only one column. Khasi, Jantia, and Karo, only one column. But if we have separate column like this, according to my understanding, the officer at the district, while plotting the roster register, they will have to put 40% for Khasi, 40% in Karo, which is not possible to implement in the district, sir. I'm not saying specifically only for 1-2 districts in Khasi Hills of this problem, but the same problem in Garo Hills, same problem in all the districts, sir, because I said that the population is very much imbalanced in all the districts in the state of Meghalaya. So this is the problem which I want to raise through this short duration discussion, and I hope this Accounts House can see this problem that I could see. Sir, sorry if all the honorable members of this Accounts House didn't see this problem. I'm sorry, and I request all of you to pray for me also that I will not see these problems. Otherwise, I could foresee that there will be a big problem. According to me, there will be a big problem while implementing this policy. As of now, we don't understand because recruitment has not taken place. Most of the district has not taken place. But I'm telling you, when the recruitment will take place in all the districts, we will feel the pinch to ourselves that this created big problems, sir. So there was a saying, sir, prevention is better than cure. Therefore, we have to prevent. We need to prevent this problem that we could foresee that it will create a big problem in all the districts. Sir, another problem which I could understand, there was another problem with the officer at the district because of the mismatch of their conscience and the order in letters. Their conscience, I know, sir, it will not allow them to plot a 40-40 in the roster register when they know very well what is the density, the distribution of the tribe density in each and every district. They know very well. And their conscience will not allow them to plot equally a 40-40. So this is also another problem, sir. Until and unless we correct this, it will bring a big problem in all the districts and our officers are not able to do anything. Sir, through this short duration discussion, I want to request all the deputy commissioners of all the districts and all the member secretary of all the DSC to please spell out clearly and write to the government any clarification, any suggestion that you need from the government, and I hope our government, which is a government which has been known as a people-friendly government, will reply promptly on the problem that DSC are facing. Otherwise, you should have a valid reason of not being able to conduct the exam. Sir, I have few suggestions. I have from my side few suggestions, sir. Yes. And very clear, as I have already stated on my discussion. Suggestion number one, sir, I want that 80% combined has been conveniently followed for the last 50 years. 80% combined in the recruitment process has been conveniently followed for the last 50 years. Let us not disturb this. Let us not disturb this, but let us continue to follow 80% combined. And I know we will have no problem, since we have not faced any problem at the district level, sir, for the last 50 years by following 80% combined reservation for Khasi, Jantia and Garos. Therefore, sir, my suggestion is that let us be clear and specific that 80% combined reservation should be followed at the district level. Point number 2, sir, my humble suggestion is that to amend OM dated 14 June by deleting those last 4 lines. By deleting those last 4 lines, and if we do that, it will be very clear, and the officer at the district can take action in the recruitment process. And number 3, sir, maintenance of roster, it is very, very important, because we understand that we have to maintain now, because the court has intervened us, has intervened the government, that we have to follow, we have to maintain the roster. And to do that, sir, we can understand that it is so difficult if we expect that each and every department to maintain the roster register and get approval from the personnel. It takes lots of time, sir. Instead of doing that, instead of expecting all the departments to do that from the district, why not that the DSC take the vacancy from all the districts, and at the time DSC write to the government, instead of expecting that each and every department to write. 20, 30 departments we have, vacancy of 1 post, of 2 posts in each department. We can understand the confusion here, that each and every department has to send the roster register. Instead of doing that, sir, if we allow DSC to compile, to take all the vacancy from all the departments, and at a time write to the government and get the approval, that it will help, it will reduce the delay, it will reduce the time consuming while sending to get the approval from the personnel department. Sir, be sure, before I resume my seat, I once again want to impress and request to the government and all the concerned officers that let us put our head together. Let us put our head together without blaming to anybody for this. But we accept the fact that it has been delayed, and let us not be the reason to delay further. Let us not be the reason to delay further, but let us be the reason for the solution to reply to this positively. Thank you, sir. I resume my seat.
Thank you. May I request honorable members, Sri Miralbor Shame, to participate.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir, thank you for allowing me to take part in the short position discussion with regard to the delay in implementation in the district selection committee in different districts of the state. To be brief, we understand this is the issue which link directly with employment within the state, where our youth have been suffering and they are having a sleepless night. As a legislator, we keep on receiving phone calls and letters, and we are deeply concerned for this issue. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Since 1972 onward, this process has been on, and recently this issue has come up for the reservation policy within the state, where the matters of roster has come up. In Khasi, we used to say that this is like the ksingap, mo kalong buat ksingap. Kabang impat tenru kam lele mentala teruk ya ksingap la syada ngap berbarok. So when we talk about roster, I've been in touch with the officer at the district level. But Renik, our colleague, have rightly said, it is not easy for the line department or even the DSC to prepare a roster at this point of time. But still, we have to go through this. And the issue now is that when we had a conversation with the official at the district, the problem is how to prepare a roster. If the line department has been entrusted, after that they will submit to the department and then to the personnel to get approval. Or if the DSC has to prepare and send for approval to the personnel. This has to be clear. But as far as I'm concerned, the manpower within the district selection committee, they don't have. They hardly have, apart from the chairman, the deputy commissioner, the member secretary at the rank of ADM, one UD, one LD, and few fourth grade at the district level. To go through and to compile, this is a huge exercise that has to be undertaken. So if the department, the line department will prepare. My point here is that personnel department has to handhold the concerned department at the district to prepare the roster and send to the directorate for further approval. Because it is not easy, slight mistake, anybody can go to the court with regard to the reservation, especially to the 80% combined at the district level. So, sir, for example, now with regard to Ribhoi district, hardly there are 25, 26 departments. Hardly 4 to 5 departments, they are prepared with full roster. The rest, they are not prepared. So my point here is that the personnel department has to handhold at the earliest, because this issue has been pending. If I'm not wrong to say, many districts in the state where the last recruitment at the district level is way 4 or 5 years back, 2019, before COVID. There are multiple reasons. Exam has been written since 2019, and now those candidates, aspiring candidates, they are eagerly waiting. The concerned district selection committee, they cannot publish their result for written test because roster is not ready. So this is utmost important issues that the government has to look into. And this is the concern of each and every youth in our state. Especially, they are waiting for the new recruitment. I'm happy that the government has taken up another initiative, Mr. Speaker, sir, with regard to the police or the health or the education department. They are having their different recruitment board to expedite appointment of different vacancies within different departments. Having said so, the issue here is that the personnel has to handhold at the earliest, so that, especially for the new recruitment, those youth of our state which are having overage, so that it won't be a problem in days to come. So with regard to when we talk about district selection committee, apart from which is the burning issue that we are going through now, I hope and I sincerely appeal that the government, through you, Mr. Speaker, sir, to the Honorable Chief Minister, that the personnel department will take serious note on this. I know serious issue has been taken in the past also, but this time around, so that our youth won't suffer. With regard to the issue in the district selection committee, I have few issues, sir. In different DSC, whenever there are vacancy of 5 posts or 10 posts, applicant will be in large number, ranging from 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, like that. It is not easy for the district selection committee also to conduct. Now the issue at the district level is that the space to conduct examination, a written test. This is the concern, because automatically they have to get the space either in colleges or in school to conduct written tests. Especially during school time, they cannot, except Saturday. Suppose conduct written exam for 10,000 or 12,000 or 15,000 applicants, it will take a long time. So my point here is that to find ways and means to curb this issue, and at the same time to find out how to get the space, especially for written tests for the aspiring candidate. Number two, sir, to ease this issue, because as I have said in my opening remark, the different district selection committee at the district level, they don't have an adequate manpower, the strength of the staff. So to shortcut the process, if the personnel or in the purview of the DSC, if it is admitted that the document and all can be checked after the written exam be conducted, so that it wouldn't take much time for the staff and official within the DSC. They can check the document later on, and then they can call for a personal interview, those who will qualify with proper document. So, number three is that to get a fair interview, especially a personal interview, I would urge through this short duration discussion through you, sir, that a CCTV camera be installed at the time of personal interview at the district level. So, another issue is that when we talk about the memorandum or about the office memorandum that has been published on the 14th of June 2023, I fully endorse with what the mover have already said, Barinik, about the last para in the conducting exam at the district level. I'm slight concerned, apart from those last 4 lines, I'm slight concerned about those 2 lines which says, while selecting candidate to such post, preference should be given to local candidates residing permanently in the district in which the vacancy occurs. I'm concerned about this because, for example, in the Ribhoi district, while conducting exam or not, we have seen, as per record in the past, our young youth from the district, they hardly cannot compete with the student or with the applicant who come from other part of the district. Let me be very frank and blunt on this. On behalf of the youth of Ribhoi, I would like to stress, or in other district also, East Giant Hills or South Garo Hills or Southwest Khasi Hill, where whether it is permitted or not in the purview of DSC or in the recruitment board, but I would like to suggest that the application should be accepted only for the candidate residing permanently within the district. Because now if we give preference also, we can give them preference provided they will pass in the written test. If they fail in the written test, they cannot be given preference. You cannot give preference to the one who failed. Preference can be given in personal interview and so on. So this also has to be very clear. On behalf of the people of Ribhoi district, I regard that we are still backward district compared to other districts in the state as a whole. So I would like to urge through you, sir, my humble and sincere request is that the combined 80% should be reserved for the local resident of that particular district, so that it will be an avenue, an opportunity for them, so that they can compete and to get a job in different. I'm not saying that by doing so it will address all the issue of unemployment. No. Hardly few will get, hardly 5 to 10% of the youth who have passed their degree and pursue different studies. But at least this is the point that we want to stress to you, sir, through this short duration discussion. So I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity. So I would like to resume my seat. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Gabriel Walang, please. Please make it short. This is a short discussion. So the mover has already made his point. So you may just supplement or complement.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. I rise here to support the motions, the short duration motions. given by our Honorable Member, Ranithan. Employment is the main issue. As per, I've been in touch with the Deputy Commissioner of West Kasil, and he had been very keen to take steps on the roster system. But the implication is same as set by our honorable member. The confusion in the department that how to keep the roster system as had been mentioned in the OM. It's still lingering around with all the officers. Now, there is it had been given an advertisement in the year 2017. But till now, we cannot give exams to the applicants. Now, sister, if we keep on passing through the personnel department, it takes a long process. My concern is that regarding the overage, maximum of the applicants will be overage. Now, the sharpened increase of the unemployment of the youth, where it will lead and will take for our states. Now, my humble request is that, at least from the personnel department, if they can speed up work, so that at least we can solve the issue of unemployment. And I would gladly agree with the Honorable Member Meralbon from Nongpo regarding the preference that be given to a district. Same thing, West Kasil is a very backward area. I would urge if it can be given, an 80% given to the people of the West Kasil, so that they can compete among themselves, that would be the best, sir. So I urge the government at least to take a keen step and fasten the work so that the unemployment could be served in the state, especially in the West Kasil. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Lansing Swin. Please make it short.
Okay, thank you, sir.
One more speaker after you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Speaker, sir, for giving me the opportunity to rise and say a few speech. We are all concerned about the job aspirants of our states. We are here to decide the fate, the opportunity of the job aspirants of our states. As Honorable MLA from Makarat has already given a speech on the reservation, I will not mingle it up. I think, as in the last discussion we already had with the Chief Minister, that it is only the 80% combination in every district. So anything, I think we'll have the clarification from the concerned minister. So my concern is, you see, for the last 4 or 5 years, not only in DSC, but in MPSC, posts are lying vacant for 3 or 4 years. We have not recruited. Some say it is due to roster. Some say that the department is not ready. So my concern is that we should speed up the recruitment process. Say, for example, to speed up the recruitment process, say we take, for example, in the line that the health department has done, they have their own recruitment board. So major departments, if they have their own recruitment boards, like the school education, they have their own recruitment. So major departments in our state, we can have our own separate board for recruitment. It would reduce the consuming process of recruitment rather than giving to DSC. So the MPSC is dealing with the civil service and secretariat level and some other recruitment. So I'm not saying that the MPSC may be taken up by the recruitment board. Otherwise, because some say that if we take away if the board is taking away the recruitment process from the DSC or from the MPSC, what then the MPSC and the DSC will do? The DSC will still have many departments to look after the recruitment, and the MPLC will still have many departments to look, to have the recruitment of the different department. So it is here that we are today. It is here that we are today to frame the policy and the strategy or the approach for the policy to meet the aspiration or the job aspirants of our state. So I request that the government should speed up the recruitment process, be it in the recruitment board, or be it in the MPSC, or be it in the DSC. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Aden M. Dasomai. I would also like to request you to make it short, because after this
yes,
we have...
sir. I'll be very specific. Sir, thank you very much. Sir, I would like to join the mover of this short duration discussion. And as far as the reservation policy is concerned, sir, on behalf of the Voice of the People Party, we had fought for this issue, and the government has agreed to constitute an expert committee. So, in this point of time, I want to request the government to expedite the working of this expert committee so that we can settle all these problems once and for all. So, sir, I want to deal with one very important issue as far as the problem of the functioning of the district selection committee. What I feel is that we need to ensure the fairness and transparency of this committee when we deal with the recruitment of unemployed youths. So, I feel that there is a need to restructure this district selection committee and fill this district selection committee with non-political individuals persons. Because as of now we know that this DSC have been filled by members belonging to different political parties, especially the ruling parties. So, sir, I feel that the government should appoint a non-political entity into these committees and maintain the confidentiality of all the members. Then we will be able to ensure transparency and fairness to the youths who seek jobs through these committees. This is my submission, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, just one more. Please go on.
So when we talk about unemployment, the time consuming in the recruitment process, there is a very less opportunity for the youth to apply in their below the age limit. So moreover, now with the process where the respective recruitment board could not keep the waiting list, only the list of successful candidates to be employed. So suppose if one candidate who was selected will join, the same post will be called for advertisement. What I request, sir, to the government to help the youth, unemployment youth, that for any grade 4 post or grade 3 post, only one-time payment of application fee could be levied on them. Otherwise, if they apply the post of peon, and if that peon don't join, and again, so if the post will be advertised again, he will pay again the same application fee. So I request the government that since the job is very limited and applicant is very high, I request that waiving of one-time payment of application fee will be levied. Exam fee they can levy no matter, but only one-time application for one grade of post, grade 4, grade 2 or grade 3 as the case may be. With these few words, thank you so much, Speaker.
So I now give time to the Minister in charge, the Honorable Chief Minister, to reply, please.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to, at the very outset, I would like to thank the mover of the short duration discussion, our Honorable MLA of Makurbat, for bringing this short duration discussion. I also would like to thank other members who have joined, the Honorable MLA from Nongpo, the Honorable MLA from Nongstoin, Honorable MLA from Mausandam, Honorable MLA from Nongkrem, and Honorable MLA from Amlarem for having participated in this very important short duration discussion and for having given the different suggestions. Sir, I'll try to be very brief in my reply. So a number of issues have come up and I'll try to address them one by one. So the first issue is regarding the recruitment overall in the district selection. And sir, as was mentioned by some of the members themselves, that there is definitely a procedural aspect which is there, which is affecting the time taken for recruitment processes. And therefore, time and again, we have tried to change that. For example, so there is time taken during the publishing of the advertisements, the receipts from the applications, the scrutiny of the applications. We did have a lot of delay during the COVID time also. Recruitment process was affected. And we also had certain issues with court cases which also affected the recruitment process. So therefore, there were multiple reasons and at every front we are working towards streamlining the process and making things more simpler so that the process of recruitment can be taken up faster, sir. As one suggestion was given by Honorable Member for Masunram that you should have more recruitment boards, and that's precisely what we have done, sir. During the last many years, we have come out with a medical recruitment board. For education, we have come out with recruitment board. Police already has its own, then MPSC and others. And that has allowed us to really streamline a lot of the recruitments which were lying unattended to for a long time. But just to reply to that point, so the recruitment boards also need to be busy and functional. And hence, if the numbers are small, the logic of having a recruitment board for a particular department does not make sense. And hence, we have to see the cost-benefit analysis and see which department should have recruitment boards and which should not. And hence, we have gone ahead with the larger ones, and that has really helped us. And we try to improve the overall selection and the examination processes so that things can become smoother. So we'll have to work on it from two angles. So apart from that, we have been giving continuous trainings at different levels to different recruitment agencies so that things move faster. We have introduced the optical mark recognition system, which again is a technology which is helping us to make the examination and the entire results much faster. So it's a technology-driven approach. Scrutiny of the documents is also time-consuming, sir, and hence we have started the process that the scrutiny of the documents should be done after the candidates have cleared, and this adoption is taking place as was suggested by Nongpo MLA, if I recall. So that is definitely a process which will help us to reduce the entire time taken for conducting these different exams. I mean, just to give an example, sir, for example, in police, we have 1 lakh people who apply. And if we have to scrutinize all the documents before they're allowed to sit for the exam, it takes a lot of time. And hence, let the exam be held. Those who pass, their documents then will be scrutinized. So it's a very simple example, but it makes a lot of sense. So the third also is that we have also written to the district committees now, and just for the knowledge of all the members, so we have given the necessary instructions that from now on, so the reservation roster for the district level post shall be approved by district level and by the district level chairman, and hence the papers will not have to come to personnel department. This decision has already been taken, and because of this decision now, I'm very sure that the recruitment process will be much faster. So the deputy commissioners are at liberty now, obviously following procedures, to go ahead with the recruitment process without taking the necessary approvals from the personnel department. And I'll just read out that particular para for everybody's knowledge. The DSCs have been instructed that for recruitments that are done by the district selection committee For posts at the district level, the appointing authority shall forward the reservation roster along with the list of vacancies category-wise to the Deputy Commissioner and Chairman of the District Selection Committee, who shall compile the vacancy post-wise and advertise the post category-wise as per the reservation roster. For the purpose of this para, the appointing authority for the district level post will also include appointments made by directorates. Only in case of any doubt and clarification, the Deputy Commissioner may refer the matter to Personnel Department. Hence, sir, this decision has been taken, and hence I'm very sure that there should not be any issue in terms of the recruitment at the district selection level. Sir, coming to another very important point, which was mentioned by the mover of the motion, and he had mentioned about the OM that we had come out with, where the different aspects of the reservation were mentioned at the district level. Sir, I just want to bring to the notice of the House that realizing the complexity and the sensitivity of the reservation policy, and even one comma and even one word can really change the meaning of whatever we were trying to express. We stuck with the original language of the original OM of 18th December 1972. So whatever the honorable member actually read out, if he did not notice it maybe, but whatever he read out was actually the exact word which was there in the 1972 OM. We did not change a single word. And if he wishes, I can repeat it. I can show the copy also. And in that also, after all the points that were mentioned, that saying that there will be a combined reservation of 80% for the post of favor of Garos, Khasi Jaintia, instead of a separate reservation of 40% each for Garo and Khasi respectively, apart from 5% reservation in favor of other scheduled tribes and scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. While selecting candidates to such post, preference should be given to local candidates residing permanently in the district in which the vacancies occur. Full stop. In other words, in Garo Hills, the whole combined reservation of 80% will be available to Garos in the absence of any interested candidate belonging to the Khasi Jaintia tribe, and in Jowai or in Shillong, the combined 80% reservation will be available to the Khasi Jaintia in the absence of any interested candidate belonging to the Garo community, unquote. This is 1972 OM. We did not change a single word from it. So if the honorable member, as he's mentioning, that the reservation at the district was, and the recruitment was going on smoothly before, but is confusing now, I see no reason why this OM should read the confusion, because there is no change in the OM. There is no change. It is exactly the same words. Not a comma, not a full stop has been removed in the interest of ensuring that we don't tinker with anything that could lead to sensitivity and confusion, sir. So therefore, the question of confusion doesn't arise. And without, sir, trying to go too much into the details, I'd like to mention here that there must have been a purpose why this particular line was added in 1972. We didn't add it, sir. It was in 1972 added, we just copied exactly the same. There must be a reason why it was done. And I have explained this reason 100 times to our honorable member and others outside the house also, because it's very sensitive in nature and it could have multiple ramifications for us as different communities. And hence we mentioned that this line must have been mentioned that time for a particular reason. And there could be legal, ramifications. I don't want to go details into all of that, sir. But as I said, to avoid any confusion, we did not change the language. This is exactly the same language which was used in 1972. And if there was no confusion earlier, I don't see any reason why there should be confusion now. So, sir, I just wanted to give that clarification. I also want to add to the point that our honorable MLA from Nongpo had mentioned. Sir, he'll be happy to know, and all of you will also be happy to know, that this entire issue of district selection, we have been really thinking on how to make it more and more, I should say, more and more strict and processes where we can really ensure that the locals are able to get the jobs and that certain aspects of the certain districts are taken into consideration. So you'll be happy to know that on the 24th of July, 2023, the Personnel Department had come out with an OM, and it says, quote, "It is mandatory for a candidate applying for all categories of posts which fall under the purview of District Selection Committee to clear a qualifying paper on knowledge of local language of a particular district." So this means that if a person is applying for a particular post in a particular district, that local language of the district, a qualifying paper will have to be cleared, and this will ensure that more and more focus is given on to the local community and the local people who reside in that particular district. So like that, sir, we are working on ways which will allow us to meet our objectives, keep the legal framework in mind, and overall, constitutional aspects in mind, while trying to move forward while achieving the most efficient process in which we can achieve the different recruitment aspects. So therefore, sir, these are the things that are being done, and as I said, sir, I have clarified regarding that particular issue that was being mentioned by the Honorable Member regarding the OM. The Honorable Member from Nongkrem had mentioned about political appointments. Sir, this is not that we look at political people only. These are individuals who are there, who are from different walks of life, who happen to be in different positions earlier. And therefore, it's a normal process that is followed. Whatever guidelines are there that are mentioned in the selection process that are there, we follow those guidelines. And people who have certain background are given preference. And that's how the process has been, sir, throughout. But yes, if the Honorable Member, as I said, has suggested that we look into the reviewing of the different procedures, processes, so we can examine the matter and see how we can improve the overall functioning of the district committees. Sir, the Honorable MLA from Amlarem had mentioned about a one-time payment, so we can examine this suggestion also. I don't know the exact ramifications of this and how it would come out to be, but since it has been mentioned by a very senior Honorable Member, we will definitely examine this particular aspect also. Honorable Member from Nongpo had mentioned about the exams. I just had replied, sir, that we have already started that process, and we have asked all recruitment agencies to screen the documents after the examinations are cleared. And for the larger exams, like for example the police and others, where there are lakhs of people who apply, this will be implemented, and slowly, and as we move forward, all departments have been, all the recruitment agencies have been asked to do the same, sir. So that's all the points that I could remember. And so once again, I would thank the Honorable Member and the mover of the motion. And I just want to also clarify to Honorable Member, so that recruitments are going on, sir, as we speak. So there was a concern and issue that recruitments are not happening, and the recruitment process has stopped, so which is not actually correct. Even as we speak, sir, even in Makurwat, in fact, on very recently, I don't have the date with me, on 2022, in Makurwat also, 10 Gram Sevaks, 3 Gram Sevikas, Mali process servers, the recruitment process has happened. Even in Nongstoin, the recruitment process happened as recently as September to 2023, and in Mairang also it happened, sir, and so on and so forth. In many districts it's happening, but yes, the point is taken that the process is not going as smoothly as it could have, and there are certain hiccups and bottlenecks. And obviously, sir, as a government, it will be our duty to streamline the process and make things easier so that process moves faster. And as I said, I'm happy to inform that we have already decided, and already communication and OM has come out, and direction has been given to the Deputy Commissioners that they can go ahead with the recruitments after the approval by the Deputy Commissioner at the district level. And I'm sure that this decision will allow us to recruit much, much faster compared to the process of sending it all the way to the government. And second, as I said, the OM, which was sounding confusing, sir, is the same OM from 1972. We have not changed a single word. And if there was no confusion before this roster came out, then I don't see any reason why there should be any confusion now, because it's the same OM, no language has been changed. So, sir, with these few words, I resume my seat. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Would the mover of the short duration discussion would like to get some clarifications?
Yes, sir. Sir, I want to express my sincere thanks to Honorable Chief Minister, who had taken his best time to reply to this short duration discussion. And I want to especially thank for this action that has already been taken place, that the roster register would be maintained at the DSC level. Thank you so much, sir. This is a great thing, and I'm very happy, and this will ease the process. 50% of the delay will be prevented by this action. Thank you so much, sir. But, sir, I want again to impress that the last 50 years, we have conveniently followed this without the application of roster. That's why there is no problem. For the last 50 years, there's no problem because roster has not been maintained for the last 50 years. So the root cause of all the problem in the recruitment now is the roster, sir. We understand this. This is the roster because now we have been asked to follow and to maintain the roster, so that's why it is a problem. Sir, my simple request from the Honorable Chief Minister and from our own government, if possible, if we bring the legislation or if we amend the policy, if we could see that there is a problem, because as of now, we have to follow, we have to maintain the roster. So until and unless we are clear that the roster at the district level is 80% for Khasi, Jantia and Karo, sir, there will be no solution. I'm telling you, it will hit. Everybody will be in problem when all DSC exam will be conducted. We will face problems, sir, because you know that, as I rightly said, that the population is so imbalanced in all districts. So it is not possible, sir, to maintain a 40-40, because until and unless we change that, then the officer at the district, they are bound, they are compelled to maintain the roster on 40-40 according to this OM, sir. So this is my concern, sir, if you can clarify. Thank you.
Sir, the member is changing the entire context. Sir, it's very clear the OM 1972 and the OM that came out now is the same, sir. There is no difference, as I said. It clearly says, I'm reading it from 1972 OM, but this is exactly what is there in the OM now. It says that there will be a combined reservation of 80%. It's very clear, sir. There's no confusion at all. There's a combined, and he himself had mentioned earlier that till that full stop, which the vacancies occur, full stop, it is okay. He himself had mentioned it. So therefore, the question of this confusion arising does not, this confusion coming up does not arise because it is clearly mentioned in the OM. His concern was that after that full stop, in other words, in Garo Hills, if this happens, and in Khasi Hills this happens, that part is there. He said that this should be removed. And the reason he said that is that the applications will be there. So what I was trying to explain to him was that this was there from day one. From 1972 itself, this language has been there. We didn't change it. So hence, if this language and this line did not have any impact in the recruitment processes earlier, there is no reason why it should have any problem now, because it's the same OM that's been followed. And in the roster, even if it comes out in the roster, the district selection OM specifically mentions that it will be a combined reservation. So I don't see any issue, but I'm trying to explain, sir. But also I do want to just share that this is also very complicated from many other aspects, and I don't want to raise those issues right now in the House because this could have other implications. But I have mentioned this to our honorable members time and again, that there's a reason why this particular line at the bottom was put, and therefore even we continued with that language because it is required to justify certain aspects, and that was the reason why it was put in 1972 also, and that's the reason why we continued. So therefore, sir, the honorable member should not confuse between that particular last line and this entire issue of a combined. The district selection OM clearly says that it will be combined, and I don't see any issue in that, sir.